going to bring you down so you can talk to the student.
What's that?
All the students up there, see them all coming down to meet him?
Yeah, I saw that.
Good morning, guys. Sorry for the little bit of delay there. This morning we had the opportunity to meet and talk with a young teenager who is traveling across Canada to raise awareness for organ donation. And his name is Kristopher Knowles. So I'd like to give you a warm applause for Kristopher. Kristopher needs a liver transplant. He's needed a liver since he was a young boy, and he, like many others in Canada, are looking for people to donate. And we're here today to hear his story and to hopefully have him inspire us in working with this worthy cause. His wish is to trek across Canada to help every man, woman, and child that is on the waiting list for organ transplants. I hope that you listen today with an open mind to his story and his cause. I'd like to call on Mr. Harris to say a few words. Mr. Harris?
Thank you, Mr. Collins, and thank you for each one of you who has come and has made a donation to this cause. I'm just going to ask you to consider a question for a few seconds. And the question is, if you had one wish in life, what would it be? Take a few seconds and think about that. Most of you, if you're like other groups, will think about material things. That Ferrari you'd like to have, a dream vacation, win the lottery, those kinds of things. Upon further thought, consideration, you might say, well, you know, it might have something to do with a relationship in your life. The ability to be with a loved one that you can't be with, a better relationship with some significant other in your life. But to me, the ultimate wish is good health. For unless you have good health, you can't enjoy any of those other things. It's something that most of us take for granted. Just as last summer, we take electricity for granted. And when we had the big blackout, we realized how much of our lives depend and we use electricity. The same thing goes for health and life. With us today, we have a person who lives with this fact every day, but has gone beyond himself to be in places like Bayside to encourage each of us to grant those who don't have good health the opportunity to have it. Kristopher, I congratulate you on your mission. Your presence today will have some effect on each and every one of us in our own personal way. Hopefully, it will make each of us a better person and push us, should circumstances dictate, to grant the hope of health to other people in the province and in the country. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. I'd like now to call upon one of our city councilors for Belleville, Mr. Mike Coughlin.
Thank you and good morning. I'm Mike Coughlin, the City Council for Belleville. I'm here representing her worship, Mary Ann Sills, who sends her best wishes to Kristopher today. Also with me this morning is Councillor Boyce, brings his greetings as well. Kristopher, I've read your package of information, and I would like you to know that I noticed in your press release the mention of two great people, two great Canadians, Terry Fox and Rick Hansen. I've been a cancer survivor myself for 6 years now, and I know what it's like to have an inspiration in your life. Terry Fox was that inspiration for me, and I know your mission, your presence today, is an inspiration not just for these young people with us today, but for Canadians right across Canada. Your wish to accomplish a 200-city visit to help save every man, woman, and child who needs organ transplants is a courageous and an unselfish act of kindness. I hope that your next step campaign proves to be a successful one, and I can see by today's turnout, with the attention that you're getting, that it is. I hope that your wish comes true for your medical needs. You're an inspiration, and on behalf of the citizens of Belleville and Bayside Secondary School, we wish you continued good luck in your mission. We're proud of you. You are an inspiration, and you speak well for all the young people here today. If you could come forward, I'd like to present you with a plaque from the City of Belleville. And you speak well for all the young people here today. If you could come forward, I'd like to present you with a plaque from the city of Belleville. And this plaque reads as follows: from the corporation of the city of Belleville, Kristopher Knowles, in recognition of your hard work and commitment in bringing organ and tissue donation awareness to the attention of all Canadians, congratulations, Mary Ann Sills, and the City of Council, Belleville, congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Coughlin. Now we have another guest speaker, Mr. Anthony Mann of the OPD, who would like to say a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Just a few minutes earlier, I just had the pleasure of meeting Christopher, and I first would like to express congratulations and thank you to everyone here that's donated and participated in the walk. You all are faced with different challenges you haven't experienced already through your teenage years. And Chris, you not only demonstrate courage, but a great deal of inspiration for myself and for everyone here in what you're doing. It's a great cause, and keep winning it for you.
In a few moments, we'll be meeting with Kristopher, but first of all, we'd like to introduce one of his managers who is on the road with him and is working alongside Kristopher, and that's Mr. George Marcello.
Bayside Secondary School, how's everybody today? Thank you. Terry Fox did have a dream about 24 years ago, and his dream was to have every Canadian donate $1 to cancer so that one day a cure would be found. And look what's happened in the last 24 years. Kristopher Knowles has a dream. His dream is to inspire every Canadian to become an organ donor so that the nearly 4,000 Canadians that are presently on the waiting list could have a chance to have their lives saved. If we can achieve the same success that Terry Fox did on his campaign, there are going to be many, many, many lives saved. And that's what this whole campaign is about. As we're going from community to community, we're traveling with a team, and I want to introduce that team. On my right behind the camera is Kelly Knowles, Kristopher's dad. And to his right is Assistant Road Manager Billy Atresia. Also, on behalf of Step-by-Step and Kristophers Wish, locally, we like to acknowledge the following for contributions. Montana Restaurant for feeding us while we were here, and also I want to thank the Comfort Inn here in Belleville. Paul Armstrong, the owner of the Comfort Inn, has not only helped us with accommodations in Belleville, but he's helped us with accommodations throughout Canada. So you have a local resident here that's helping us throughout the whole campaign. And also, I want to really thank the Ford dealership on North Point Avenue. We're traveling with a vehicle, a van and a motorhome, and our van needs some serious help. And they have agreed to help us this afternoon. We're going to be bringing in the van, and they're going to be making sure that it's back in good shape and will be able to follow Chris throughout the campaign. So let's give those businesses your local businesses. I also want to thank all the staff, your principal, Collins. And I want to take a chance to, who were the walkers this morning? Can they stand up? Let's give them a whole round of applause. And also the students. The students are the most important people in Kristophers campaign. Through Chris, to you, he is trying to convey a very important message for every student here to think about. Through Chris, to you, we're hoping that you'll understand what he's trying to do. Through the youth in our country, that's how it's going to happen. It's going to happen through the youth that we're going to be able to save all 4,000 people. And that's why on Kristophers campaign, we decided that we were going to organize all our activities with schools right across the country. Because it's through the youth that we're going to make this difference. And this incredible boy, Kristopher Knowles, who I met during my campaign, was the most amazing human being I ever met. When I met him in Sarnia, he didn't show any sign at all that he was suffering with a terminal disease. None at all. Because he had this great big smile on his face, and he had this spirit, a positive spirit. There was absolutely no indication that he was suffering with anything. And at the end of the day, on that day, he lifted up his shirt and he showed me all the scars on his stomach. And his stomach looks like a baseball, all knotted up. And he told me he's been on the waiting list for a liver transplant for most of his life. He's gone through 20 operations, life-saving operations. And yet, he continues to have a smile on his face. And let me tell you, because I'm with this kid every day, he doesn't whine. He doesn't complain. Only when he doesn't eat, though. He's just an amazing boy, and it just gives me great honor to be his road manager and to watch him as we're going from community to community. And he's going to probably explain it better than I will about his story when he comes up here, but it's through Chris that we're all getting our courage and determination to try and help save those 4,000 people. So I want to thank everybody for coming here, and let's help make Kristophers Wish a reality. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Okay, without further ado, we're now going to meet the man, the boy, who is behaving like a man, I would say, in his travels across Canada, who is doing so much for organ donation, and is raising lots of awareness. So let's give a warm welcome to Kristopher Knowles.
It is to save the 4,000 men, women, and children that are in need of the organ. I and inspire everybody to be an organ donor. Tell your friends and family that you want to be a donor. Please don't take your organs to heaven. God knows we need them here. Please make my wish come true. And I'd like to thank the town of Belleville and Bayview School for your support. Alone I can't do this, but together we can. Thanks. And if you want to visit me at my website, it is www.Kristophers Wish.ca. Thank you.
Thank you, Christopher. We do have a few pledges we'd like to donate to the Kristophers Wish Foundation, so I'd like to call first upon our Student Council President, Reham Elhenaway. She can come up here.
Well, Chris, it's a great cause that you're doing this for, and on behalf of Student Council, we're donating a small amount, but we hope it's going to help you in on your trip across Canada, and we really hope that your wish is granted.
Our second donation hasn't been completely tallied up yet, but we've been collecting change over the last few days in the hallways, and I'd like to call on Missy Gould, who's going to present the collection of money to Kristopher Knowles.
We don't know exactly how much is here, but I've been trying to get as much as I can, and I really hope this can help you towards anything that you need. Best of luck to you, I guess.
Thank you, Missy. We now have some time for questions. If anybody has any questions for Kristopher or George or anybody on the campaign, you're welcome to ask them now. Any questions at all? Chris, you can come on up. Don't be shy.
Okay, this is the part that's up and personal with Chris. This is actually his favorite part. So we remember, there's no dumb questions, and he's open to all questions. And we're going to encourage to get as many questions as possible in, okay? If you wanted to get like, okay, so let's see who's the first brave soul to put out. There we go, right away. Beautiful.
When did you start your campaign?
I started January 8th, 2004 in Sarnia, and I'm going to finish this December 25th this year, actually, and in Toronto.
Okay, we have a question over here.
How long is it going to take you to complete your quest?
It's going to take me a year, and if I get my liver, my brother Robert Knowles is going to finish it.
Another question over here?
Do you ever get cold out there when you're walking?
Actually I do, but sometimes I have to put on a lot of clothes, so.
Tell them about Stratford.
In Stratford, like when it snows, you know how you have a snow day? Well, there was no kids that were allowed to go out, and so I had to walk on my own, and it was a blizzard out there, and when we were done, we couldn't get out because all the highways were blocked off, so we had to find a back road and then take the road to get out, and it took a while to find it, but we did.
This guy keeps asking, come on, is he the only brave guy here? Go ahead.
What other exciting things have you come across trip?
Think about it.
Okay.
CTV.
Oh, okay. There's this one time I was in Toronto, and I got this one guy. He had a choice of going in a helicopter or coming to interview me, and he chose to interview me. And maybe he said that I'm like, I would have chosen the helicopter. And then he asked me if I wanted to go in it, and I said yeah. And then we went up in a helicopter and he interviewed me live, and it was cool because I got to fly right beside the CN Tower.
Back there?
On average, how many people do you have walking with you?
Well, average, we have about 50 students, but there's been some cases where we had a few hundred join Chris on the walk, and that's when it was a warm day. Oh, the Holy Church. Oh, King George, yeah. Oh, there was, how many students were there?
About 300.
About 300, wow. Question back there?
Pretty much anything with cheese on it.
Lady in the back?
How many hours do you spend a day walking?
Well, it depends how the weather is and how I feel. And we usually walk about an hour a day or less. But, yeah.
Back there?
How many schools have you visited so far?
That's a good question.
Okay, today is day 42. I think we've visited about 22, 23 schools so far, but there's been other schools that joined the press conferences, so I'd say there's been about 35 schools in total so far that we visited.
What has been your favorite destination spot that you've traveled by so far?
Well, I don't really have a favorite. It's just I like everything, like everywhere I go, because I really haven't seen much places in Ontario yet. So it's pretty much the whole trip is an experience to me.
How about Belleville?
I was getting to that.
I love Belleville. I love Belleville.
I love Belleville.
Back here? Gives me all the hard questions. It's not about money that we're really trying to raise. It's this message. We're trying to inspire every Canadian to be an organ donor. We're asking for money because there's a numerous amount of expenses on the road, gas, airtime, so on and so on. Sometimes we're, fortunate enough to have some companies help out, but for the most part we haven't. So we have to make sure that we meet all the expenses. If there's a whole bunch of money that comes in, we've decided to donate that money to the Sick Kids Hospital in London, the transplant unit, and the Toronto Sick Kids Hospital, the transplant unit. Does anybody want to know about Chris, whether he's single? Girls, it's your chance. The transplant unit and the Toronto Sick Kids Hospital, the transplant unit. Does anybody want to know about Chris, whether he's single? Girls, it's your chance. Do you want to know what his favorite color is?
Blue.
What's your favorite sport?
Hockey.
What's your favorite team?
Go ahead.
Detroit.
You're not supposed to say them.
Oh, I have a few, but I'll name one of them. Blink-182.
Blink-182. Uh-oh. Name another one. Name another one.
Gosh.
How about
You say that.
Nickelback? Same guy. Does this guy always ask questions?
How much planning went into the trip? Planning went into the whole campaign.
My turn. We actually started out with a very small budget. I think we had about $6,000 to begin with. We had to put this together real fast because of the urgency. But, you know, day by day we get through.
How much does it cost for an organ transplant? Do you know, or?
Yeah. It would cost around the neighborhood of about $300,000. Now that's, you know, to have the patient get the transplant and operated and their stay in the hospital. But after that, there's not that much expenses afterwards. So if you compare a patient or a person that receives a transplant compared to a person that's waiting for a transplant, a person waiting for a transplant, it costs a lot more. Back there?
What do you think of the Janet Jackson comments?
Now that is Chris's kind of question. What do you think about Janet Jackson when she was at the Super Bowl? Do you remember what she did?
Yeah.
What did you think of that, Chris?
Sweet.
Do we have any other questions about Chris's love life?
Never mind.
Do you want to tell him about the washroom?
That's what I was trying to tell you.
I'm not as fast as you, Chris.
Well, this one day I was in a hotel, and, you know, people went to the washroom, and, well, I had to go, and I went to the washroom, and then I had to come out, and I got locked in, and the door jammed on me, and I couldn't get out, and it took about an hour and a half just to get me out of the washroom. And they wouldn't believe that I got stuck in there.
Who finally rescued you?
My dad with like a sledgehammer. No, he used like a crowbar. Never shut the door. Well, at that hotel. Trust it.
Kelly, do you have his beeper? Do you want to tell everybody about that beeper?
This is a beaker. It's called Life Page, and I've had this pretty much my whole life, I think. Have I? Yeah, my whole life. And when it rings, I'll have to go to the London hospital, and I have to be in about 6 hours away. And this one day, I got really bored in my motorhome, and I didn't accidentally do it, I actually did it. I put on the beeper sound, and my dad freaked because he thought it was off. I got in trouble, so I'll never do it again.
About how many towns are you still planning to visit?
Day 3, no.
We have roughly about 175 more communities across Canada to visit.
When's your birthday?
April 29th.
There you go,
Tell her where you're going to celebrate it.
This is sketch mom.
Does anybody want to know about how Chris is doing in school? Well, he is taking quite a bit of time off of school, which he's loving every minute. But tell him how you've been making sure that you're all caught up.
I have to write a journal. I don't like it, but I have to do it
And he also does correspondence work.
over the computer. I have to do an hour of homework, and I have to do another hour of reading before I go to bed.
Back there, the lady?
Oh, I have a lot, but my favorite one is The Simpsons.
What's your favorite game?
What game?
Play it, what's that, Xbox or something?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Back there?
How long do you think it should take to get across Ontario?
To get across Ontario?
It's not like 3 months.
Yeah, we'll be arriving in Kenora on April 15th, and then we'll be stepping into Manitoba. Lady? Yeah, we're actually going to be traveling west first. We're going to go through the prairies, and we're going to reach Victoria around mid-July, BC, Victoria, BC. And then we're going to fly Chris to Toronto, and that's going to be called the midway point. We're trying to arrange for Chris to throw a pitch at a Blue Jay game. And then afterwards, we're going to fly him to St. John's, Newfoundland, where we begin the Eastern leg. And then he's going to make his way through the Maritimes, through Quebec, and finally, his last stop will be in Toronto this year, December 25th. Do you have a question? Sorry. This year, December 25th. Do you have a question? Sorry.
How often are you going to be able to visit your family?
Well, we're going to try to visit him, not mostly, but try to visit them mostly until we get out of Ontario. Because if when we're out of Ontario or up north, we won't be able to see them because it'll take a long time to drive. So we're going to try to visit them before we get up north, and then we'll have time to fly wherever we are that we want to.
How many siblings do you have?
One brother and one sister. Older than me.
Your sister's got your room now? Who's got your room?
My brother.
Oh, we got another question.
What can we do for you now? What can we do from this point on? Pass Chris's message around.
Well, we're hoping the students will have a chance to talk to your family about this issue at some point in time. Find the right time and talk to them, if you do have a wish to become an organ donor. But we're also encouraging some more lobbying to be done, to contact our local MP and MPPs. What we're also trying to do is make this issue the most important issue in Canada, because Canada right now has the lowest rate in the whole world when it comes to organ donations. And that's not where Canada should be. Canada should be at the top. So in order to do that, we need all the students here to help us, carry the flag here. And we're trying to urge the government to make this issue a priority. The way we look at it is there's 4,000 people in a burning building, because sometimes it is hard to see 4,000 people. You see Chris up here, but there's 3,999 other people that are in the same situation, and they're all like in a burning building, and we should be doing everything possible. So there's a lot of things that could be changed. Our present system, more retrieval centers, more awareness. We need the government, all three levels, to make this issue a priority. Just like there's 4,000 people in a burning building, let's send all the fire trucks and ambulances and everything possible to save everybody.
What originally got the idea in your head?
George, he walked across Canada. He did a 769-day walk. And when he walked through Sarnia, he was telling about the importance of organ and tissue donation and how he wanted to save all the men, women, and children that are on the waiting list. I joined up right because, like I said, I'm needing a liver. And I want to save those people as well as save my life. So the second time around when he came to Sarnia, I asked him if I could carry the torch across Canada as well as through Sarnia when he was there, and he said sure. And then we had a little bite to eat, and then I asked him again, and he said yes. And then he goes, it's up to your parents, and then my parents said yes, and now we're doing this. And it's been great.
You forgot to mention that he blackmailed me. We got time for one final question, and I see a lady at the back.
Actually, no, they were actually very glad that I asked them, and they were very with it, and they said the only way you can walk across Canada is if my dad goes. So now he's coming, and they approved with it, and now we're doing it.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, lots of good questions there. We have a couple things to tie up here. one thing I wanted to mention is we do have somebody here at Bayside who is going to be donating one of her kitties, and that is Gail Carr, who works in our cafeteria, and she has graciously agreed to donate one of her kidneys to her sister. So we do have someone here who is involved with organ donation, which is great. Let's give her a round of applause. And finally, I forgot that we did have one other student group that raised money for Kristopher, and that's our caveat group. So we can have Laura Keller. Is Laura here? Oh, Kelly Tower is going to present a check to Kristopher.
Caveat's a small group, and we're a quiet bunch. We sometimes get overlooked, but here we are. We have a group of students who volunteer their lunch hours the last couple of days and collected money. So we'd like to wish you all the best, Kristopher. You're a brave young man, courageous young man, and good luck in your journey.
Okay, thank you. So at this time we're going to send Kristopher off, and we're going to he's going to light his torch, and we're going to hear his song. We hope that you leave today thinking about what's important with organ donation. You've seen a real-life example of how you can make a difference, not only with Kristopher, but everybody else who is in need of a transplant. So once again, give him a round of applause.
Pleasure meeting you. If there's anything I can do for you guys, I know I get my card to the manager there, so great. All the best to you. Okay. So, thanks so much. Chris?
Come at a Bayside, you're going to turn left.
Left?
Wait,
yeah. Bayside. What street
so this is Highway 2.
Okay.
And when you get to the lights, you're going to turn left. And that's Wallbridge Loyalist.
Wallbridge?
Wallbridge Loyalist, yeah. And then...
Okay.
Yeah, and then when you go down there, you're going to turn right. There's a little, there's a OPP station, and you turn right there, and that's Bell Boulevard.
For 5 kilometers of road. Bell Boulevard?
Are you taping that? And then when you get to the lights there, there's like a Reed's Dairy in the corner, and you turn left there.
Okay,
What's that street? Sydney Street?
Sydney
Street. Sydney.
You go over
Yeah.
Then you go over the 401.
And then you go over a little bridge, and it's on the right. It's Millennium Parkway. Yeah. You'll see it.
Yeah, it's real cheap, $1 an hour or something.
Chris.
So you can get it done there.
Chris.
Yeah. Go with one of your girlfriends there, you know, to keep you company. Don't go there alone. But it's cool. Like they got kids your age there.
Smile, ugly.
Yeah. So or maybe a little bit younger, but try it over there. But if you want to take a shot upstairs at my place first.
Here we are at Columbus.